Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Croatia. We're in an ongoing war against Venice, and this was Croatia's finest hour, because we did not declare war against Venice, it was the Ottomans that did it, which was... but still, we fought some epic battles here in both Croatia and in Bosnia-Herzegovina areas against not only Venetian troops, but also Neapolitan and French troops as well. Despite the fact that initially they were badly outnumbering all of us, but we've bested them time and time again in land battles. On the naval front it's a bit but as you can see, the numbers that Croatia has, that this many Croatian soldiers, including Serbian and Montenegrin soldiers that assisted us in our battles as ordered, defeated this many Venetian soldiers in Bosnia. Second battle of Bosnia defeated Neapolitans as well, as it was a land battle. Well, they lost that one, but we won this one over there in this area. And then we returned to home in Herzegovina, defeated another Venetian. And then two more battles in Split against French and Venetian armies in two separate battles in Split. And then we had a... oh my. Then we had a very, very close victory in Varazdin, which we won that one, which was a miracle, defeating the largely French army. And Vidin was another battle separately over there, even though time is a bit off, but they're going by alphabetical name, so to speak. And of course another battle in Visoki in Bosnia, defeated the Venetian army. Gonna just use them by alphabetical order rather than win, lose, or how many casualties, but so far this is what it looks like for now. Croatia has lost more, and we are about to run out of manpower reserves. We had very little attrition losses, as we're in areas like over there. We have not lost a single ship, but some were lost. Against Venice and France, oh boy, especially the French losses, especially by Croatian hands. Croatian, Montenegrin, Serbian defeated most of these armies. Well, some died due to attrition because they were in our doorstep and they shouldn't be there. But the war score is ticking up for the Ottomans to take their objective, which they have, but I cannot negotiate a separate peace with any of those nations except Venice, but that would be breaking an alliance with the Ottomans, and they wouldn't like that. We do occupy Durazzo, which is the land that I want the most out of any other. But still, our main objective right now is to defend Croatia against anybody that threatens Zagreb or any other areas. And we'll be sure to remind ourselves when our economy improves big time, we're going to build a fort in either or Herzegovina, knowing that we'll have more forts the more we acquire land for ourselves. But it seems the heaviest of battles was fought here in Bosnia, but the most epic was in Varazdin, near our capital, which we had recently developed big time in a previous episode. Croatia was just getting started on developing into a great country that would be on the level of some major European powers. But we fought very hard for this. Yet many more battles will still be coming. We'll be on guard for now. Speaking of on guard, Army Morale. Henry II. That is the king again. We could kill them all if we like, but not right now. I think the Ottomans are going for Corfu, which means we still have to hold out a bit longer until we reinforce our Croatian forces. Army limit's no good here. It is for Donja Kraj. Yeah, they're fully committed to Corfu for this one army, but the other one's coming. The Elite First Army. Just be on standby. We need less than 4,000 men to fully reinforce our army. It's going to take a long time. Whereas the French, they ain't backing down. They got infinite manpower. It may create more regiments to come after us. But the war exhaustion is there, but for Venice, well, it's starting to get to them. If we can only defeat their navy one more time. In fact, those are just transports, so what's their fleet like? Whereas they've starting to run out of manpower too. We don't have any manpower anymore. Hold on. So there's 4 ships here. So it's 13. I don't know about risking our fleet for this. Despite the fact that he's level-headed. We know who he is. But still, going to invade Naples, getting them out of the war would be grand because they got plenty of troops too. It's nothing to sneeze at. I would love to come assist you, but we lack transport. And there's no way around it. And of course, whatever territorial gains they make, it's gonna go to Croatia. And plus we got a bunch of loans that are borrowed money from other countries. The lenders. They're out of port. Now you're blockading them. Now we know where they are. They can take care of them. Just defend the homeland. No matter what happens. Naples only has 2 forts. Messenia and Napoli. Got a flagship. Took out all the transports. Good job. Should we? So, the Ottomans could take Corfu, even though I would have loved to have one for myself. In a sense, but that's only if they backed off for whatever reason. Like that! Now they're committing themselves to another front. Which I'm in no mood of going over there. So they might break off of Corfu for this. I don't know if we should. They're gonna have to get through there if they want to go save their friends over in Belgrade. We'll take the river crossing penalty, but it's on hill, so it's a bit defendable, at the least. Of course, you'll risk all. Wait for reinforcements. Let's just follow us. Come on. Don't die, don't know that. What the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? They backed off. It could have been worse, but they backed off. Jean Devon? His heir is even a general. Throwing everything but the sink at us. I mean, yeah, we took a river cross penalty, but it's the hills that we hold. That's why they got away. And now the war enthusiasm of Venice is low. But not for France. We can't win this war unless Naples and France are out of there. It'll be easy for them. You got one siege. They can't take territory as the Ottomans have no claims there. But they could sure take Corfu. Which means, hey, one less land controlling it. Now what's left is Crete. Which I would use again a future conflict against Venice, where I would send 1 or 2 regiments by transport, safe transport, and all the way land to Crete, occupy it, come back home, then you're safe. And there you have Crete. As long as you keep the navy at bay. And such. Plus, we're gonna have Orthodox trouble here. Get back over here. Hey, Montenegro, what are you doing down here? That's where the rest of the army went? What rot. One thing's for certain, we are quite a bit vulnerable from foreign attack, but they still have a grudge against us. In fact, it'll expire next year, which they ain't gonna attack us. Poland will protect us. So will the Ottomans. The French are trapped. Army de Flanders. They're trapped in Venice. While we will hold our ground. And not to give a single inch to those foreigners. Don't engage. It's not worth your time. Because no matter what, there'll still be more. Corfu has fallen. That's another fort down. Wait for this one more fort to go down, then it should be for the war's conclusion. Don't even think about touching Dresden. Prepare defense. Let the word go around to every village, hamlet, and town that no support should be offered to the enemy. Any attempt to take the enemy's coin will be punished when victory is won. Let no one doubt our resolve to see this done. Spread the word. Anyone who steps foot in Croatia will be dealt with. When the time is right, of course. let them have Istria. That's our claim. Oh hell. Look over there. Nobility. Oh, that can't be done. I'll just have to let it slide, unfortunately. The nobility. More autonomous. But they're the ones that took the river coast mountain. You're fighting in the hills. Disadvantageous for the enemy. Lost more, but you got it. Talking about a land battle here, right? Naples is going that way. Hope for the war to be over soon. Feels it's about that time. No castle? Could have sworn I thought they have one. Walls breached already. Get back. You may never know they're gonna come back. Fully committed to the invasion of Naples. Through our entire time. Well, we had medium, but now it went up to high again. Despite the lack of strength. Supply shortage. If Venice falls, then Venezia falls, then we win. And I hope I get Durazzo and Istria by them. Now we're seeing more of the world as time passes on. Supply reasons. Ah, hell. Keep them away from Istria. Damn it, they're committing more and more to it. Listen, we could defeat them in battle with those kind of odds, but yet they starting to lose our momentum with the drilling. Now we don't have the manpower to take them all on. But the capital will soon fall. It fell. Head back. No, they backed off. They knew a big battle was coming. Should be over soon. We've largely won our own war, almost all by to ourselves. But I wish I was the one that started it. And then, even if I don't make any gains, then just accept. Loans expired. You'll have to repay it, even though this is gonna really hurt our economy in the long run. In the post-war years. We're not gonna get any war reparations, no separate pays. But still. It was a hell of a war with a lot of casualties. Just negotiate with them, end the war. That's all I ask. We've suffered enough. Spilled enough of our own blood in our own soil. But it was It was a price we gladly paid to hold on every single part of our territory, and hopefully gained a few in return. No Orthodox zealots, they're gone. Nobody leaves Croatia without a fight. Stand by. Here. Castillo's the new papal controller. Institution embracement. Speaking of institutions, it's been a while since we look at those. Colonialism. It's present here, but it's trying to work on it and getting here. That's for provincial trade power modifier. That's what that's for. You know, we're fully committed of finishing those ideas. Understandable. Decisive victory. So, we beat the heck out of them, but us, Croatia, we've lost a lot. We thank you too for it. Okay, what do we get? Venice will cede Istria to Croatia. Thank you. Venice will cede Corfu, Crete, Negroponte, also to Ottomans. Well, no, all treaties with France. Very good. Croatia, we did not get Durazzo. Oh well. I'm fine with Istria. So, yeah, we give some of that diplomatic power to it. And it's you, Ottomans. You're the one that started that war, gave you a big aggressive expansion relations penalty. Now, how many favors did we get out of you? 22. Good. And when does our truce expire with Venice, so we can fight them next time? 1527. I'm nodding my head. We did defend Croatia in a hectic war. Now we have to core this. As, you know, we have to turn this to a state sooner or later. Guess they couldn't afford to lose Durazzo, but we will get Durazzo next time. But unfortunately, that claim's gonna go away. And the Ottoman truce with Venice expires September 1527. Thank you. And in the meantime, let's improve relations again, just to make sure that our friendship remains strong. So they've lost their most valuable ally. Now, the development. We still got time for it, you know? Because, you know, all that money and knowing we gotta give these loans back, mothball the forts, because war is over. Create those two fleets. I gotta get that trade power back up. Back to normal. And what else? What else? Yes, I mean, I would like to develop Bosnia-Herzegovina, but if we have a much stronger income, by any means, then well, that is such. How are you two doing? Gotta stop spawning in the air because it's, I was about to say getting nowhere, but you know, it's 10%. But the problem is that our air, the support air thing, is getting old compared to this one. This one is much younger. You know, stop that. Come back, have another royal marriage with Montenegro to further improve the relations. So I see. Remember to annex vassals need to have 190 opinion of me. Because we need to start that. Knowing that Deraza will be ours one day through claimant by hook or by crook. Knowing that we'll still be bordered with this area. And then Serbia will eventually come in. Which we can prove that easily. Definitely Montenegro. And with the acquisition of Serbia and those two areas here, and create Bulgaria as a subject, and we'll start using those favors that we just earned to get some of the Bulgarian provinces back. In the meantime, but do not forget Duraz. Not gonna let that one slide. But we got a lot of time to recover our manpower, which is a 15-year peace with Venice. And we will not join any wars unless the Ottoman tells us to. And Austria is looking to make a big claim on Hungary. Noble rebellions might be a problem in future unless we stabilize the country a little more, but I cannot afford it. Largely going to be into this. And plus we still got to pay off those loans. Speaking of which, this is for the mission. 61 ducats earned. So we can repay that loan of theirs to them. Haven't forgotten about you. All the way. Knowledge sharing. Oh my goodness, they made a big gain as Austria. Seed banks, Hundjets, works, 10,000 up to Austria. Give up all its claims in Austria. Very high aggressive expansion. Now what does that tell you? This is why together we have to deal with them. Even though you are still in good relations. That's for whatever reason. And if I ever want to break that truce, that would be a big drop of stability. Would put us in the negative. Yes, you have a truce, I understand that. But Poland needs to get your manpower up and then we can work together. Again. Austria's embraced colonialism. We better start saving up money to embrace this next institution. Don't forget about these extra costs if you don't embrace one already. 10% autonomy. So it's likely going to be Rijeka. That'll get there first. Reinforced speed. Let me see, that's 191 each month. So, there you have it. No surprise. You're nearly filled. Now you're going up against the remnant of the Teutonic Order. The Livonian Order and Stitan, which is over here. It'll be easy for them. Start drilling. That'll increase our army professionalism bit by bit. Is that the best we could do? We'll use that to improve relations to Serbia. Remember, annex vassals. We'll have to do that eventually. We're gonna have to. Oh, it'll be very easy for Serbia. But I want Montenegro first. Lize, however, is part of Albania. You could create it from there instead of just take it from Venice, which will... Well, we'll get them eventually. At least we'll be bordered with them. Everybody's map sharing these days. Now we're starting that recovery period. Bit by bit. Now you're gonna take on what's left of Venice. Very risky for you because, you know, as much as I would love to join your war, but I have no manpower. And you know they'll defend it. If I had the ability to join your war, I'd be very happy to go down there. And hey, calm down, will you? We're trying to improve relations with you. You've been great help to us, but it's time to join this great kingdom of ours. What's your problem? Now it's starting to work. I'm at a risk of a personal union. Well, I'm still young. There's plenty of time for an heir of my own. Not the problem of my life. If I were to become a part of a personal union, it's gonna be screwy. That's the insult, right? Yeah. About to get this one soon. Here it is. More max promoted cultures. So in theory, we could accept the Serbian, which we can now. If we want to, but that'll cost you diplomatic power for some. And eventually we gotta get more of the Slovenes. In fact, once Istria is fully cored, we'll turn this into a state. And then, so there you have it. You got your own Yugoslavia. And then we'll eventually have to... So that'll be 4. So 5th would have to be Albanian. Since they're going to be... And I could see Bulgarian joining too. Then there you have it. Multicultural, but even accepted cultures may or may not have its drawbacks. Unless you're of the Mughals. Which they assimilate rather than accept. Peasants are getting uppity. Our efforts to keep the peasants in their placement somewhat too successful in recent times. So harsh is our rule, in fact, that the destitute are becoming increasingly vocal in their complaints and turning against their landlords, demanding better treatment and conditions. Enforce serfdom, even though that puts us in the negative administrative power. We're just gonna take a long... You know what? Switch that national focus. We're moving on up on this again. It's a good balance, really. All I need now is an heir. But I still got many years. Aragon is a junior partner of Castile. Noble rebellions rose up, which now they're united. Well, there's what's left of Aragon. Soon they'll become Spain. Milan is winning. Profiteering in Yace. The citizens of Yace have grown tired of the local influence of the greedy Württembergian merchants that they claim are using unfair advantage to outcompete the local businesses. They demand that we step in to limit the influence of foreign traders on the area and reform the privileges of our own merchants and artisans. If we do not act, they might take matters in their own hands. You know, Donia, cry, there's a... We must protect our trade. Add more local trade power here. That'll show them. Slowly making money again. But the interest rate doesn't help it because of the that loan. That will have to be repaid sooner or later. Like many rulers of his age, Dmitri Zvonimir wanted to surround himself with great minds that could debate the secrets of this world. Some possess great wit and excel at debates, while others are more suited for solitary experiments or mathematical calculations. There is no doubt quite a bit of rivalry at times, as a favor of the cry could be very beneficial to have for any thinker, scientist, or inventor. One such intelligent fool has lately come to be ridiculed by many peers. Kreshimir Sorinsky has a great mind for mathematics, but is nobly a poor debater, and some would argue the reputation of the court suffers from such indulgent work. Well, we ain't gonna get much prestige out of this anytime soon, but I'll just say he's embarrassing us. A little more prestige helps. Who's your new friend? Not Genoa. Ooh. Can't underestimate them. Oh my goodness, that is terrible. Still 0 administration, but less... He can't be called Kreshimirs. We have a habit of naming a person. Nor name it after me. Goyslav. Think of a uncommon name for Slavic names. See, that slows them down. What? You got back together, you bastards! I would love to tell you to break that alliance with them again. But it's pretty close. We'll talk again soon. Because I don't want you allying with Austria at all. That is a potential enemy of the Croatian interests. They're not our enemies or rivals yet, but they are pretty friendly with us. And I'm sure they have forgiven us of the past trespasses. Yeah, they've forgiven us. It's because of the royal marriage, the royal ties, that's why. Corfuian separatists. Not doing anything, right? Okay. I forbid the day that the Ottomans and the Polish come into contact. If I was to choose a side, I would choose the Polish. Because of their traditions and their ideas. But at least we know we have mastered the art of defensive warfare. From now on, you are saving the technology points to advance on these. We need a third set of ideas. This would be a great priority now. And we'll get this soon. For new galleys. Even though that'll cost you. Turn this to a state. It's not much, but it'll do. Because one day you may never know we'll fight against them. When is our turn to embrace colonialism? It's almost there, so you better save up. So it's gonna come from Doña Cry, no doubt. That's what it says, highlighted anyhow. When it's 90, stop drilling. What's the matter with you? Could stop now. Now, how long would it take to annex a vassal? I mean, it'll cost you this much diplomatic power based on development level. It is a big country. Let me have a look. 10 years. 4 per month, unless conditions change. Oh. Oh. Opinion of other subject would change. Yeah, I'd definitely start with Montenegro first. Just to continue to improve relations. Speaking. Need a little more out of you. I don't want you allied with Austria at all. Well, even though that's going to cause tensions, and we don't have the manpower to wage such a war, so you probably don't want to do that right now. So I basically decided what that third set of ideas is going to be. It will definitely be diplomatic, because we need more diplomats, as we have a habit of using them a lot. $90 total. So wait for it. I was expecting annexing two at the same time. Again, first time I've actually done it. So, yeah, Montenegro first, Serbia later. And we'll be sure to fabricate the claim for Dorazo. Until then, get the favors up to 60. Use that, break an alliance with Austria when the time is right. And the other is for join our wars. There you go. No more unrest. Thank God. And it's been a while since I took a good look at these. In case I were to change something compared to this, we don't need. That's what humanist ideas are for. If I want to, I could try to pick any of these, whichever may be suited for, which we'll have to figure out in future. Cardinal across the border. Sometimes we have the chance to set something into motion without having done anything. One such chance has arrived recently, when a cardinal living in Graz admitted to an agent from Croatia that he would consider moving across the border to Julia and support us in the courier for a price. While this may be tempting, there may be a greater price paid if we take advantage of this. Wrath of Austria, the country he'll be deserting. Oh dear. It's not worth risking, but the man who found him deserves a promotion. May never know when to use it. If we have the income. There it goes. A little more trade efficiency. Now we have a war galley and a new set of transports, which we're still going to keep the old version of it because simply for the sake of it. But if you want to upgrade all of these, it's going to... It really doesn't cost that much. Okay. We'll save it until 200. But be sure to save that diplomatic technology for the annexation of Montenegro. We need a new of these, so we're saving the military power for that. Don't spend it on the last one, which will complete the defensive ideas. So everybody's calmed down now, as far as rebellions is concerned. Also, another thing you should save your money on. It's present in Rijeka now, but not yet. It's not there yet. Zagreb could be next, and then we'll embrace it, but remember, it's gonna give you an extra cost. So these galleys will not be upgraded then. Well, what the heck? Now Milan won't take that. They won't. Unless, by some miracle, Albania gets released and then we jump it. Mosaic country in New York. Inquisitor has proven to be an excellent deployment. Do our valuable work for Rome. We are lucky to have such a fine minister in our employ. Wow! Oh boy. Reap the military benefits because we just want to get there as soon as possible. Don't use that last idea yet. A priest in Mitrovica has translated the Bible to our language and has started to distribute copies to nearby villages throughout Sweden. A small relations penalty, but that's Protestantism. Heresy! Burn the priest and his books. Hey, cats, it's near. It's not far from Istria. And we'll be seeing, Protestantism on our doorstep. Which is no good to nobody. Another way to increase income. Get rid of that edict. Hardly ever use that. We'll come back to them. But keep that local trade power here. Because we're not developing right now. Well, Milan, you've lost that war. With new developments in the art of glassmaking and metalwork comes the ability to create more refined scientific instruments. Lenses that magnify the very distant and the very small are invaluable to our astronomers and natural philosophers. While chemists own their craft of more complex metal tools, recent breakthroughs have given Croatia a scientific edge in the production of this equipment. We can but eagerly await the discoveries that have been made possible. Can they turn lead into gold yet? More innovativeness is always good. Not there yet. Small gain. Milan will cede Pavia to Genoa. Yeah. Milan will cede Brescia and Venice, so yeah. I got the lines back. Give the core back to Switzerland. Ugh. Hope you recover good. Genoa's no pushover if we ever fight against them in future. And they told us to break the alliance with Croatia. They told them. Maybe we should get back together soon. You're the only one that can fight against them. But we'll talk later. Great advisor has died. Which is both good and bad. Good for the money, bad for skill on military, so that makes the military power gain, well, slower now, but we'll get there soon. And then we'll have a much improved cavalry and artillery. We just want to live at peace and we don't want no trouble. I forgot about the diet. I need to do something for them. Okay, the clergy requests invest in prosperity in Istria. Bielova wants to build a new army training recruitment centers. Supply high quality recruits to the army that may be more secure. Does that sound like build a barracks? Base 1 manpower development. Okay. This is base tax, which is currently 2. The burghers want even more trade power, which I cannot do because it's the best we can do here. Not willing to spend money. Base tax requires administrative power, which is something that's badly needed, but go for this, but not right now. We're saving the money to embrace an institution, which is so if haven't embraced and incur extra costs, so you just have to wait till, you know, a bunch of it embraces and then it'll be cheaper, right? Is that correct? Because, you know, new monarch, Hungarians. $23, he'll be fine. At least I'm recovering faster than they are. Yeah, we're making a lot more money now since our advisor dropped dead. Oh yeah, what about the new guy that just came here recently? Yeah, that was him. But he can be made cheaper if you want more diplomatic power. Diplomatic power that we need for the integration of Montenegro. Yeah, get him in. We'll make less, but still. Every little bit of it is fine. Curious. Get Koton, and eventually all this, then you'll have the coast. What the hell are they doing here? Son of a beeswax. Are you at war with somebody? Munich. Sure. My fault. Wait for them to leave so they can move on, and we can take our fort back. Tell them, stay in your lane. You're supposed to be liberating Hungary, not frickin' our old rival. Naples. Ah, these guys. Yeah, we forgot about the Papal State, which I'm not interested in fighting right now unless I want to fight a humiliation war. But if you do that, well, you're up against quite a bit of a country size, and bringing the Ottomans along will even the odds a little. It'll do. But that's only if the manpower fully recovers on my end. We have contact with China. Whoa, we made big discoveries. We could see the rest of the world. Ah. Maybe our old friends, the Ottomans, just showed us what the rest of the world is like over there. Now we know Arabia, India, parts of Africa, Indonesia. There's the Little Timurid and the Little Delhi Sultanate, ruled by the Sayyids instead of the Lodi. Guess they were gone. That's nice to know. Even though India looks a lot different in the Mughal series, the Delhi Mughal series, that's also ongoing with Croatia. Finally. So, the maneuver of my units increased by 25, so that's, well, 10. Compared to the French, which, yeah, we're still at their level. We're not terribly outclassed. Compare that to our current cavalry now. Eastern Hussar, which is a big improvement compared to this old one. Yes, the Eastern Hussars. The exuberant Hungarian light cavalry unit, renowned throughout Europe for its high discipline and skill. And knowing we Croats have a specialty in cavalry. Now these new artillery, compared to the old ones that we have here, it's not much, but here's something that... I don't know how long the general's going to be around for this world, but it'll help with the fire and such. So I will go for this one, the Pedro. Relatively light cannons compared to the Covarians. Using stone balls as ammunition is due to the lightweight in contrast to iron balls. Morale matters. So it's refitted now. Hey, isn't he I was about to say, isn't that the dead ruler who's a general? Is that correct? Oh, okay. Such. More discoveries. No, it's starting to look that way. One of our use of mercantilist policy is proving frustrating for some of our merchants. Causing some to defect to other countries. Well, we do want to spread the institution a little bit, but a slightly looser policy might be the answer. Lose a bit of that mercantilism. We got Belgrade back. Don't lose it again. But it looks like the Austrians are going to come take care of the separatists. And start drilling again. Colonialism. It's present Zagreb. Yeah, it is cheaper the further it goes since it's a big country. So don't embrace it now. Just wait. And especially we have to wait to get this third set of ideas just to make our lives easier. We are recovering nicely. Hey, it's time. So, 4 months to the cost of 93. Based on its development. It's a small country. Opinion of other subjects will be done. So, it's in the works. In 2 years' time, Montenegro joins Croatia. We could do the same for Serbia, but it's going to take a lot longer. So we won't get as much diplomatic power. Here's the loan. Annex/integrate. Here's a politically correct term. Integrate. Huh. And annexing Serbia would be a great boon because of its gold in Kosovo. And also first step in creating Bulgaria and telling the Ottomans to give some Bulgarian land back to them and eventually go all the way there. And we'll be increasingly self-reliant as far as the army is concerned. And another reason for diplomatic ideas, we need more allies. In fact, more of everything. We'll meet you soon, since you're friendly with us. I think we're at a point here where it's understandable. It's pretty much textbook. Come join us. It's a republic, but still. They'll be useful for a war against Venice in the future. And to take care of Bologna. At least they can't get together with the French anymore. But hey, we survived France. If Croatia could survive France, they could survive anything. Of course, that's rather tempting to say such things. You do royal marriages? What kind of republic are you running on? But hey, if it furthers our relations, so be it. What kind of country that does royal marriages despite the fact that it's a republic? It's a Republic of Florence. Italian Signoria. Frequent elections, Union of States presidential system. Devolution of powers. Moral principle. Aha. So then. I mean, we're halfway there. Close, well, slightly close to being halfway there till we have full manpower. But at least in next time when we fight wars, or at least our army, Wojska, will reinforce much faster. Considered, you know, lessons learned. And while at the same time, we'll try to increase army professionalism at all times. Don't use this anymore. And soon, you know, with all that we have, and that army tradition that's due to, you know, all of this, I wish we have more army tradition, but if you want that in future, you gotta go for quality, for yearly army tradition, so you can be right up there with countries like Austria or Brandenburg. Even more fort defense in the future for this Croatian idea. It's gonna be far away till we get that. So I guess down the line we will finish the defensive ideas, which will have the bonus of attrition for enemies. Well, meanwhile we'll be setting up for this third set of ideas, which, as I've said, diplomatic. Diplomatic will be the best option for us, for the survival as a nation, and to find new allies. So here's an alternate plan for regarding Albania. Bulgarian plan is set. Even if we do not get Durazzo ourselves, then we'll create Albania ourselves through there and use the Ottoman negotiations to get all this and then integrate Albania in here, and then and it'll be big eventuality to get all of Bulgaria, and after we unite all the South Slavic cultures, then the Ottomans have practically outlived their usefulness to us. Oh, come on, man. Indulgent, lowering trade efficiency. Trade is the bloodline of Croatia. But it's good to know that our ships are durable under him, but not this. That definitely hurts our trade there. It all depends, of course. Hopefully you find a skilled advisor that's cheaper, because we don't see any here. Gotta wait for events. Well, we got that one that's not as good. But if you want to get rid of him, that would be a huge hit of prestige, which would be no good to nobody. I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? I mean, besides the annexation of Montenegro. Does that mean we have to core these two again? And make this a state? Oh, now I remember. Make Serbian an accepted culture. Because that's for a reduction of innovativeness. So now the Serbs are in. And because of that, well, knowing that we'll integrate the rest of them. Even though already in Skopje or Serbian culture, but it'll be released as Bulgarian once we acquire Serbia. And basically you got your own Yugoslavia, but we still want Albania from the Razo, especially from Venice, when the truce is expired. And we'll also fabricate the claim for that area again. With or without Ottomans' help. Hungary, eh? 38. What about Brandenburg? Electorate. 41 years old. They say no. Too many relations. Plus they're neutral. Because I'd be willing to have a personal union with anyone. Just anyone. Muscovy would be a huge get, but they're Orthodox. And far away from here. And yes, I'm willing to save up all of this, so I'll figure out what kind of deliberate assembly that Croatia will have. So Montenegro has been a nice help to us, but we'll be fine because we're not dealing with Frenchmen anymore. I'm sure you Croatian viewers feel good about yourselves if you still hold a grudge against France for, you know, World Cup 2018 or whatnot. I don't know. I'm sure you're all neutral by now. I think you got over it because the world's been dealing with, you know, problems of their own. Talking about, you know, the obvious pandemic and whatnot, but still. We've all been through enough. But at least Croatia is resilient on their efforts on the health front today, based on what I read. It may feel like old news by then because I have a tendency to record in advance. Really? This is good. In future conflict, which again, truce won't expire. Oh, not that. The truce will expire against them in a couple of years' time, which still gives us a lot of time, but we've lost our alliance with Milan. But they don't like the fact that we allied with Florence. It's almost like Milan would be saying to us, "Are you breaking up with me, Croatia?" And I'm like, I'm doing whatever it takes to... I mean, I would love to expand into Italy, but I'm more interested in the South Slavic lands. Same culture group, diplomatic reputation. That's good. So you use 4 months. Sickness of Cry. Demetrius Vondimir's fallen ill. Can I handle all aspects of ruling Croatia for the time being? How should we handle this? Who's more loyal? Well, pick either of the two. But delegate more to, or more power. More power to the... Wait. National tax. Autonomy. This is for... Autonomy means rebellion, which no doubt we can handle. National tax modifier to be reduced a bit, which, as if Croatia's gone through enough with this sort of thing, which, oh, it has its... Well, more power to nobility. And it has its benefits. Land maintenance modifier reduction, so cheaper. And a 10-year regency by Queen, well, actually she wouldn't be that bad, but not so much for Goislav. And diplomatic reputation helps. So here comes Montenegro to join Croatia. Welcome. Okay, next month in July, make it official. So that means we have to core these two again. There should be a stable government. Eek. I'll just ignore them. I need that administrative power because we're about to spend it. Integrating Montenegro. When a smaller country gives its independence to join a greater realm, there's a lot of adapting. While some parts are easy, administrative realm will still need to expand to accommodate all possibilities. Integration is a slow process, and yipe, that drop a diplomatic reputation. So... well, it has to be a state. It's not gonna be much. Oh, never mind. It is part of the core province. But that integration, well... Serbia think that's not gonna be nice. With the whole annex vassal. Yes, we helped you defend. How about that? What ships do you have? One light ship, one galley. Slightly over the limit, but it'll do. The formerly Montenegrin army is to join the main Croatian army. And these two here. These two formerly Montenegrin ships. That's a Dubrovnik. And as for you, well, for now, just tech trade in Constantinople to help with this other fleet. And we'll get you back in one fleet. Sooner or later. You will soon understand. Improve relations a little more, and then Serbia will join up. Alliance break-in with the Ottomans. Oh, not again with this. It's because of the territorial claims. Not right now. I don't have the diplomatic reputation like I used to. Regarding fares, we'll talk later. What you need to do is to trust us a little more. Because having full trust, I mean, it's about time we start using those favors. Not now. It's for this one. Because annexing subjects ain't good. Diplomatic reputation isn't good, so that's what's going to cause a strain in our relations. I don't know if even... and all that, but still, don't want the alliance to break, but we can get them around us. We can reel them back in, because we need them for Albania and Bulgaria. If you break up with us, it'll be your biggest mistake. So there you have it. A little more trust. See? Trust us. Right? But until then... Now, integrating Serbia would be a big prize for us, but, again, it's estimated to cost a lot of diplomatic power, and the cost and the development, excluding the cores. And of course, we gotta turn them into states and autonomy and whatnot. But, still, it's very valuable. Serbia is very valuable to us. I would love to annex them, but I highly doubt that this would stack. Maybe it'll just restart the timer then. Diplomatic reputation and all that would precede it. But I still kind of need Serbia for the war against, Really? You have a claim? So Florence will be there, but... Oh my goodness, Poland. What the hell did you do? And yeah, the diplomatic reputation isn't also good either, but... Still, we could trust them. So it's enough as far as manpower is concerned, but I need the Ottomans' help. How long would it take to integrate Serbia if you were to do that immediately? Oh my goodness, this many years. This many years. Cost 1 per month. Very well. 1 per month. Till this century. Till the second half of this century. That's a little longer than I thought, so we got plenty of time, so let's do it. Institution could be embraced. Most of Croatia, modern-day Croatia, has embraced colonialism. We can embrace it now if you want to. But just wait till it spreads a little more. Like, say, all of Bosnia. But until then, Serbia will still join our wars. So Bulgaria's definitely gonna have to wait. And we gotta make sure to straighten the relations with the Ottomans as soon as that diplomatic reputation thing expires. And that, my friends, is why I want to go for this. Diplomatic relations? Improve relations? Diplomatic reputation. That is why. Even though that's kind of far off. We can hold this to improve relations further, which would work us in a favor, but we need more of this. But until it goes down naturally. Also, the current trade power here is 26%. It'll be a lot stronger if we can, yeah. It's religious unity, like, you know, this air level. 2 more. Senagora. you're going Catholic. You're done here. Now there's room for one more ally. Now who would it be? Should Milan get back together? Despite the issues, I mean, diplomatic reputation doesn't help, so it's gonna be hard to make new friends now. Just take what you can get. And wait for it until it goes away. I mean, we'll soon have enough manpower to go to war, but we can't until truce expires. Okay, you can stop. Get back to curry favors with the Ottomans, just to be ready for Albania. To give it all back. And then eventually, with the integration of Serbia, we will, get Bulgaria. So, no doubt, we'll have all of Bulgaria's 1600s. And if we're not friends, then we'll have to fight by force. Oh, I just noticed that. 3-star general. That's the ruler himself. Well, what do you know? Oh, hell. Stall for time. Here we go again. It's happening in Zagreb. Position yourselves in Donja Kraj. Not now. As a reminder, build barracks after you embrace that institution. Good thing I just remembered. As soon as I saw the word fort. Move in. Nearly fully drilled army, except for the Montenegrin regiments that joined. You can start now. Well done. Now keep drilling because I want to get it up to 20s any way, shape, or form. There you go. 2 more years. And things will get easier for us. Especially a lot easier when we get 2 more of those and idea costs reduce big time. Yeah, we're gonna finish the defensive ideas. Hansup's gonna get this for even more fort defense. Fort reminded me again. Jay. Craven. Oh dear. That might be a handicap in future. What else do I have in mind regarding the Ottomans? In case we get to those relationship issues again, be sure to make them so highly trustworthy. That's what they view us now. That's what I think. don't they stop? Among some of our nobles, it's been increasingly fashionable to spend time on experimentation and philosophy. Some have begun to form regular discussion groups, while others use letters to correspond with other inquisitive minds. One such group has contacted us. Could I ask you for patronage and support? They insist that such endorsement will bring great benefits to the kingdom in the near future. Oh, hell. I need that administrative power. What a waste of time. Yeah, there's been plenty of prestige decaying, but you just wait till we're back in action. Yeah, let's get back together again, shall we? Kind of unique gun. I'll have to look that up myself. Don't correct me on regarding the... Well, let's get that back. It's our rival, you know? And we do have an advisor that can build it up faster. So we gotta fabricate Dorazo again. Of course, Serbia has a claim on it, but it's still valid. Of course, that would further delay the Albanian idea. I'll be willing to spend it if we get up to 200. I mean, 400. Yeah, I forgot about that long ago. The military access, but it's not too many relations now. You're fine. Oh, yes. There you go. We have received the message that His Holiness in Rome called Croatia a bulwark of Christianity for our struggle against the heathens. Let it be known that no heathen will pass Croatian soil easily. Even more fort defense. And we'll have less attrition when we go into foreign lands now. So it is complete. So now there's going to be more attrition for enemies for those that step into Croatian soil. And this is a definite plus for aggressive expansion, as we have a habit of expanding. I mean, not right now, but we will once the peace treaty expires. Herzegovina is about to get it. 2 more provinces, and then I'll be willing to spend it. Belgrade got it present. Give it 1 more month. And 1 more thing. Oh, I thought it was going to be... Okay, just wait for 1 more province, then I'll embrace it. Embrace it fully. Protestantism has not touched Croatia yet. Two more years, and then we'll fight against Venice. If anybody is willing to join, I know Florence will. I don't think we need Poland for this. 2 Sicilies. Naples has become 2 Sicilies. It's just a name change. Don't get too jumpy. Don't get jittery. They don't have the manpower like they used to, but when the treaty expires, despite our diplomatic reputation, the Ottomans will join. Once the treaty expires, of course. If we can fabricate that claim again for Dorazo, which is the most important province of Croatia that we need to take. Ah, here it is. Let's have a look here. So we cannot go for parliamentarism because does not have nobility estate. So, we cannot do that. So, a royal decree, which is for maximum absolutism of a bit. Aristocratic court for yearly army tradition decay to be reduced. General estates for production efficiency, which helps our economy. Or States General, which, through elections and events status, the monarchists have revived control of the nation. No consorts, no heirs. 4-year terms. That's Dutch Republic stuff. And we're never a member of the HRE because we decided to take the Yugoslav route. And the stability cost modifier reduction. That's tempting to me. Because we're starting to have issues with lack of good rulers with the skills, so I don't know about that. So it's a big question of should I not? Because I'm thinking kind of divided. Aristocratic court, general estates, or States General. I mean, I like the States General idea because I did play as Holland and Netherlands one time with the Dutch Republic, and I was a bit intrigued of how it worked. Even though it was a republic and not a monarchy, as we still are. But pro-federal movements and a nation while retaining our monarchy is just to make Croatia a unique character. Basically, no queens, no heirs. Just 4-year terms of a monarchy. Even though our dynasty wasn't even great to begin with, so says them in the story. But I do not like its heir. If we go for that route of States General, maybe we can get a chance to come up with, it's like, okay, your term is up. Let's see if we can get a new ruler. Is this guy any good? And we'll pick it. Because I don't want to see zeros again. Or anything less than 3. 3 is considered average. Above 3 is good. He is good on 2 things, but administrative is a bit of a letdown. That's why we went with more administrative power. I'm surprised he's still around after all this time. But we were using him for that missionary strength, as we have a habit of converting. I don't know. Just still divided, but don't use it right now. Unless you're going to use up for increased governing capacity, which we can handle it. We can handle all of this. Just 1 more month. One more time. Okay, we're about to fabricate a claim on Durazzo. Bingo. You're looking at yourself, dummy. That's economy, dummy. Fabricated. Durazzo. Gotcha. Now return. We'll be ready in 2 years' time, because that army is near fully drilled. And when the war starts, be in position in Lizzie. Take Durazzo as soon as the peace treaty expires. France no longer considers Ottomans as rival. Good to know, because they got issues to take care of. And not to mention, Croatia defeated France in every battle, especially Varazdin, which is a miracle. But in the meantime, just for future reference of any other potential allies, you're still friendly with us. They're willing to ally with us again. But not now. You've been good to us, so maybe we can improve relations again. Let's get back together in the future, huh? It'll be next year. Next year. Go for diplomatic ideas. Don't use up that diplomatic power because we're going to use one immediately, which will be for another diplomat. Yeah, I noticed that the music is not playing, but we'll start playing it again in the next episode. Don't you worry about it. Oh, the institution, I forgot. As I said, I will wait until one more province is embraced, and then we'll spend our money. Or until we reach 400. And after that, build a barracks. Oh, yeah. All of this. We still have yet to get a skillful military advisor that I would love to implement. Even though we already completed the defensive ideas. Oh, he just died. He was a good man. Weren't there other talented ones here? No. No, we're okay. What we're not okay with is, that further delays our progress. So it has to be either doing nuclear. I could truly bust. Stability. Institutions spread more. Why didn't you think of that? Hey. Institutions spread. For the next 12 months, alright? Faster. And also helps with the missionary strength as well. Again, not going to do a government reform until I do some reading, alright? In a sense of, I'll look it up and we can think about what would be best for Croatia. Revolt! Lower taxes for more autonomy? No, ignore them. That means more of this. Which will no doubt put him down if they even try. Here comes another month. How much is that percentage? It's almost every month. Or look to that instead. So we'll definitely end the episode by the beginning of that year of 1227, the year that the truce with Venice expire. And then we'll prepare for war and see if the Ottomans can still trust us when we take Durazzo and the like. And the eventual integration of Serbia, which will be a very slow progress. It'll be many episodes down the line. And introducing Albania back to the world, but as a Croatian vassal. Hopefully it's not too late for them. New draperies from Regensburg. A new technique for fabric production is going to emerge among the cloth workers of Regensburg. And so-called new draperies are much thinner, lighter, and cheaper than thick wools that used to be in demand. While demand is on the rise for new products, the productions make use of considerably less wool, and as a result, the price has been declining. Good for us, but for owners of wool, bad for them. So, in other words, there's plenty of wool here and plenty of cloth, so it's a bit of a mix around here. So there you have it. And that's going to be for the rest of this playthrough. Especially when you get up to more production. We'll embrace this institution in the next episode. Finally. Oh, and a bunch of things come up. This act here. More missionary strength, and the other tolerance of heretics. Oh, it's basically just pick your choice. I'll leave that alone. Actually, you could pick any ideas. Although I was leaning towards diplomatic, but militarily would be great. If like it would be either quantity or quality. Just let me see. But having more diplomatic relations, in my opinion, would be very beneficial to Croatia in a sense of, well, we're going to get more vassals soon in Albania and Bulgaria eventually. And, as well as a few more friends of Croatia. And eventually we'll have to dump the Ottomans, unless the Ottomans dump on us first. Whichever which. Don't pick that yet. Just finish the episode. And I'll decide what would be best for Croatia, including a form of government as well, another government reform. So, as we will end on this episode here, changes are to be made in Croatia, and subsequently, colonialism will be embraced for more provincial trade power modifier for all of us here. Hasn't come to existence yet, so it's not until 1550. So we got a lot of changes coming for Croatia. Montenegro is now part of Croatia. Coming soon, Serbia, which will take about less than 40 years, unless something happens. And subsequently, we'll soon have that diplomatic reputation again. And a truce with Venice expires, and we will soon go to war against Venice, which Florence will join. Poland will not, but I believe that we can handle it. The Ottomans will be there, even though they're fighting another war. Oh, you're helping out an ally again. Oh, it's alright. We can wait, because changes are to be made for Croatia in the next episode, and we hope you people will join us. But until then, so long for now.